This is my Craftsman T100. Had it for about a month. Wanted to show you guys what I think of it so far. It's got a 36-inch deck. It's got 5 cutting heights, you know, pretty standard stuff. It does have cut and reverse, which was something I really wanted, seeing that the lawnmowers I used to use before didn't have it, and it was pretty annoying. It comes with a 11.5 Briggs Stratton. One thing I didn't like about the engine is it doesn't have a oil filter. But I mean, it's only a 11.5, so it'll be alright. And the other thing I didn't like, it doesn't have a fuel shutoff, so I purchased one. I'm probably gonna put it on today. It comes with a 1-gallon fuel tank. My yard's pretty small, and I get about like 6-7 cuts out of it before I have to fill it back up. It doesn't come with a deck wash nozzle. You have to buy one of those. I haven't bought one yet. I've only had issues with it getting stuck one time, and it was actually right over here, which is I don't know if the camera picks it up. It's a little bit uneven, and as I was coming around that tree, I had to pretty much put all my weight on the left side tire so I could get it unstuck. It comes with a standard battery, nothing crazy over there. It does have a mulching blade, so you don't have to have any grass shoot out that you have to go clean up afterwards. I mean, the 11.5 seems strong enough. It's pretty quick. I would say probably about like 5 miles an hour. So some things I liked about this was the turning radius. To me, this thing turns on a dime. I mean, I could go around each one of these trees and pretty much keep my tires against the tree. Keep my deck against the tree as I'm going around it. As you can see, my yard's not very big, but it does go past to that other black fence and goes up to the front of the house. I'm just lazy. One thing I would recommend doing as soon as you get one of these things is, I saw this from another YouTuber, is he unplugged this wire right here. He unplugged this wire, and he unplugged one of the seat switches right here. And what this does is allows you to cut in reverse and get off the lawnmower without having to hit this button to cut in reverse, and without, you know, the engine shutting off every time you get off the lawnmower, because sometimes you run out of beer and you gotta run inside and grab one, and I don't want the thing dying on me as soon as I get off of it. I wouldn't recommend this thing for if you have, I would say if you have anything more than like 2-3 acres, I wouldn't recommend. I would get a bigger deck, because it would take you all day. Sound-wise, she's pretty quiet. This is a second startup for the morning. I just started up to move it. I could be off of it. Lawnmower starts up, no problems. I don't know what that is. So you can see it's pretty quiet. I mean, I could talk, have a conversation, listen to music. Usually I'll put my Bluetooth speaker hanging off that back spring and just let it dangle in the back. Cruise around the yard, have a couple beers, try not to hit anyone. It does have this little joke of a hitch right here for you to hook stuff up to, but I was thinking about pulling my boat with it, just because I had to move it a couple feet and I didn't want to hook my truck up to it, but I felt like, you know, bend. Alright, let's pull this thing around front and get ready to do the oil change. That's cool. oil change on the T100, they gave you this joke of a piece here, and when I first got it, I was like, I didn't know what it was for. But then if you read it, it says oil drain extension, and I guess you're supposed to use this to change your oil, and it bolts up. Right here. I don't know if it actually bolts up or if you just kind of slip it in there. I'm gonna guess you just kind of slip it in there, but let's see. This is my first time actually doing this. I guess that works. Alright, so I got everything in place here. I got a little catch can, paper towel, and my little extension piece put in. I got the bolt loosened up to about hand tight. I just put the rag in there so that way I could see the metal after I dump the oil out. Because this is break-in oil. You're supposed to change it after 5 hours, and I probably got about either 4.5 or 5.5 hours on this thing. It doesn't have an hour meter, so I'm just guesstimating. Alright, let's get this thing loose. Get that thing out of the way. Yeah, you can see it's definitely got some metal deposits in there. See, it still spills over the side of this thing, so what's the point of this? I guess it helps, but alright, I'm gonna let this drain out for another 5 minutes or so. Alright, so while the oil's changing out, I'm going to go ahead and change this. Well, not change this, I'm just gonna add a shutoff valve right in line here. I'm probably gonna put it before the filter. Yeah, probably somewhere around back here. I just want one of these for whenever the season comes around to where I'm not using the lawnmower as much. I want to be able to drain out the run out the carburetor, so that way I don't have too much going on. I mean, I switched to ethanol free. I mean, this is the tank from when I first bought the lawnmower, so it's just regular gas, but I got 5 gallons of non-ethanol fuel that I'm gonna be putting in here, but I still want to shut it off. So let me go ahead and snip right in here. Hopefully not too much fuel comes out. Sorry about that. But yeah, that's it. See, I got the 2 clamps, and that will be open, and that will be closed. So whenever I'm done for the season, I just shut that off, and I don't have to worry about my carburetor coming up too bad. These things were cheap, man. They were, I think I paid like $5 or $6 for 3 of them. I mean, that's a thing off Amazon. I want to say they were like 5/16. No, 1/4 inch IB. That's what it says. But yeah, all right, let's get back to the other side where the oil's draining at. All right, I think we got most of the oil out, so I'm gonna go ahead and close everything up, clean it up, and put fresh oil in it. Alright, so the oil change is done. I used 5-way-30 synthetic oil for it because that's what it's recommended for general use. It took about I don't know, a little bit less than 2.5 quarts to fill it back up. I'm gonna go ahead and start it up and take it for a cut around the yard real quick. Yeah, I made some mess. If there's anyone that could spill oil, it's definitely me. Alright, let's do this. So this is the lawn after it's cut. The tire marks you see is not the lawnmower's fault so much. It's been raining pretty much every day here in the afternoons for about 2-3 hours. So the water level over here is just really high. But honestly, it's not bad. All that little tire marks right there, but a day or two that's pretty much covered up. And then I cut the back here as well. Yeah, as you can see, I have very limited space to maneuver, and I get around with this lawnmower no problem. It might take me a little bit longer getting around the trees as if I was to use the weed eater, but I'm sitting down, so what do I care? Yeah, it's a real doozy getting in between there. But I'm gonna go ahead and grab the weed eater real quick, clean all this little pieces up, and then I'm gonna pressure wash the mower and clean it up a little bit. I'd recommend the Craftsman T100 to anyone that has a small to a medium-sized yard and they want to stop walking with a push mower. This is a good starter mower. It'll get the job done and you won't have to push the mower anymore. It's got decent speed to it. I haven't cut at full speed, but I have no doubts it'll be able to handle it. As I said, it only goes about 5 miles an hour. My in-laws, they've got a big piece of property. I think I'll take it out there and you know, cut their grass and give you guys a review on a bigger size lawn. They've got about 20 acres, but I'm not gonna cut all of it. I'll just cut like an acre or so. As far as transporting this thing, my ramps, I would say, is almost a 45-degree angle because my truck's a little bit lifted. And this thing had no problems. Put it down in the first gear and it crawled right up the ramp, no problem at all. But thanks you guys for watching. Bye-bye.